Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new, hey everybody, how's your week been? Mine's been good. So today we are doing another Bendy review. Uh, I know that was really quick, but I literally just read like 3/4 of this book today, or what, like 150 pages of it, and yeah, I did finish it. This will be posted on July 4th, so happy Independence Day on that day. Uh, I have some other books, but let's just hop into it. Maybe hit that like, subscribe, and whatever. So this is Bendy and the Ink Machine. Dreams Come to Life. First off, I gotta say this is a good cover art. It's made by the same person who's been making like all of these books that I've reviewed, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like little sketch marks on him. If you could see that, which is a really cool thing. So it's about this kid named Buddy, or well, I guess he's like a teenager. His name's Buddy, or like Daniel Lewis, I'm pretty sure, but everybody just calls him Buddy. And his dad is dead. His mom is still alive, and his grandpa is also still alive. Uh, they work at this guy. Well, yeah, they work. He works at this place called Mr. Schwartz, and he's just a guy who gives suits and like things to other people. That's sorry about that. Uh, that's all he does at this job, and so does the mother, but you never see her do it. But she does work for him, and he goes to Joey Drew's studios. Gives the suit to Joey. Also, before he does that, he meets Norman Polk, that, or in other words, the projectionist, which is like the monster form. I'm pretty sure he becomes. I mean, he said that in the game, and he Joey's there, and he's like, "Oh, you like to draw?" And he's like, "Well, I do like to draw sometimes." He does get distracted, but he does sometimes. And he's like, "All right, how about you work here? I'll pay you double. I'll pay you double than that other guy." And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it." Yeah, Mr. Schwartz, I'm out of here. Bye. I'm working for Joey Drew, and yeah, and he meets this girl named Dot, just another painter at the art department. I think that's where he works. He sits in this corner. There's a guy named Richie. I mean, you barely see him in the book, but he seems okay, I guess. There's a guy named Dave. I'll save him for later because there's not much to say about him, but he is a little bit important. Uh, and there's Jacob, and not me. Uh, he's kind of like one of those guys who like messes with people, but doesn't really mean it. He like makes little jokes, and he's like, ha 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 ha, that's so funny. And he's like, oh, this is like, he's kind of like the annoying person. Like when they say something but they don't mean it. So by the time, but when you get like when you first meet the annoying guy, you may think, oh, Jacob's annoying, but as time goes on, you just get used to him. Well, it's kind of like the character. It's like a character that you think you can't stand, but they get tolerable. But like, I don't think Jacob's a bad guy. But that's a good example. He's kind of like the person who would make a lot of jokes, never be serious, and he's not like, yeah, he's annoying, but like they're used to it. That's the best way I could describe this guy. Uh, and you have Miss Lambert. I have no idea what her name is. And she's like the good worker and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and his grandpa now moved over and lives with them. Yeah, good to know, I guess. So Buddy is, he's heading to the music department when all of a sudden, oh yeah, he gives this thing to a violin person, and they don't say her name, and then she says he's here, and he's like, what? And all of a sudden, some guy just opens the door, like runs in there, starts laying on the ground covered in ink, and they're like, oh, clean him up. And then he's like, okay, thank you. And he's like, oh, what's this mess of glass bottles? You clean this up, buddy. And this is like, I mean, the guy was covered in ink. They had to literally get like a wet rag to get it out. Well, in the book they say ink never really goes away, but they got most of it. And who is this guy? This is none other than that crazy man. A lot of people's favorite, maybe. And, well, personally, one of my favorite characters in the Bendy games, Sammy Lawrence. Oh, good grief. Not this psychopath. Yeah, but he just leaves. And, oh yeah, Joey kind of at first gives a tour, but then Tom, or Mr. Connor appears, and Joey's like, yeah, sorry, buddy, I can't do this. That's literally his name. Huh. I didn't mean to say his name, which was funny. Back to the topic of the book. What else? He Dot like shows him this like place called Bendy Land, and they don't know what it is, but they do find it, and he's like, I want to be an artist. I don't want to be this goofer, or I don't want to be a delivery boy anymore. And she's like, okay, just steal ink. And he's like, so you could draw characters. He's like, yeah, I don't think so. But he does anyways, after like thinking, like, you know what, Dot, you're right. And then he gets the ink, and then he tries drawing. He sucks. But his grandpa, which Buddy kind of doesn't hate him, but he kind of thinks he's a creepy guy. Uh, then he doesn't know anything about Bendy. Buddy and his grandpa, really nobody knows much about Bendy. I mean, like, Buddy and like the mom and stuff don't really know. That's it. Those three characters and grandpa, I'm pretty sure. And oh yeah, they go to a theater with Buddy does with Joey, and Joey's like just talking to him. He's like, who's really in control? The directors and stuff like that. And he's like, dreams can come to life, and like stuff like that. And yeah, by the way, back to the present, back to the what's happening right now. Because I keep going like forward, but then I keep trying to go backwards. That's weird. That's also what I did on my other review. I don't know why. Then Grandpa does it, draws a Bendy, a cowboy Bendy. I'm pretty sure because that's what Buddy was trying to do, and he draws it perfect. And he's like, "How did you do that?" And he's like, "Teach me, please, Grandpa." He's like, "Okay, I'll teach you." Well, he doesn't really speak very much English. He speaks Polish. I'm pretty sure, but he can speak a little bit of English, and he learns. At first, he's like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't ask him, but Dot's like, yeah, you should. Then they go to the library, and he's like, okay, can you teach me? He's like, okay, yeah, we could teach you. And when they were talking about Dot's wife getting killed in the war because they got married and then he died. He went to go to war and died in there. And they said, and Buddy's not really dated anyone, and Dot's not really dated anyone, and the only person, or she's not ready, and that's it. And why am I mentioning this? It's not important, but like it is. It is in the book, and takes up a couple pages, I guess. And Jacob, I don't know what he was thinking because I guess he's trying to get these two to date or something. Fails because it doesn't work. I mean, they're good friends. Don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, there's something about the five senses, like taste, smell, in here, and that's how he like writes the book. Well, yeah, he's like telling a story. Buddy is that like a true story, and he's trying to tell us to, and hope Dot reads it and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And uh, oh yeah, and then he hears Sammy and Tom arguing. He's like, "Stay away from my machine or stay away from my ink." And Sammy's like, "Yeah, right, buddy. I ain't doing that." Also, there is this one scene where okay, so Jacob's like, "Oh, nice drawing, buddy." And he's like, the cowboy bunny. He's like, "Okay, yeah, I don't know, but it wasn't mine." But he's like, he doesn't say that. But he's like, yeah, thank you. It really was good. And Miss Lambert's like, oh, he stole ink. Better go. We're taking you to Joey. And Joey's like, you know what? He took a risk. He stood up. So, you know what? Good for you. And then later in the book, he gives him $40 or dollars, which is good money. And then they go celebrate. And then they get like steaks, cokes. Literally, they get cokes and coffee. And then after talking about illusions and dreams and stuff like that, then he loses like a lot of money, like $15. And he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, just because you get money, it doesn't mean you should celebrate all the time." Haha, bye. That's literally what Joey does. Pretty messed up of you, dude. Pretty scummy, in my opinion. But that's maybe just me. Uh, I mean, yeah, pretty rude. Oh yeah, he also meets Allison Pendle one part of the book, and they just have a quick little small talk. Just wanted to say that. And uh, yeah. What else? Okay, yeah. So after that, um, he's getting trained by his grandpa, and then they remember when his dad died. They kind of explained that from like ink or something. I don't know. It was all over him, and he couldn't, and he was dead, I guess. And they tried to save him, but they couldn't. And oh yeah, Sammy is still in the book. He appears here and there. I like when one time Buddy's handing him the thing, and Sammy's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, this is yours." It says that ink is like coming out of his mouth, and then Sammy later in the book is like, "Where's my ink? Where's my ink?" And Miss Laber's like, "Bro, just take this. I have an extra spare you can use." And then he just goes away. Yeah. So okay, so Buddy one time when he's like late at work, I guess, like staying over time, he hears like this noise. It's locked. I need a key. Gets Dot's key, opens the door, and he sees a creature. A big smile. Devilish horns. Kind of looks like him. Yeah, it's the ink demon. He's locked up under there. And then they're like, "Yeah, I'm out. Bye." And then he leaves. And he knows about the ink machine and stuff. And then they go, and then Sammy's missing, gone. But they were also exploring his like little sanctuary or supply closet. I'm pretty sure it was a sanctuary, and it was like, ugh, pretty weird. Like there's M's. It has the word "He will set us free." It's pretty crazy. But Dave, oh yeah, Dave. By the way, I was mentioning he's trying to block everybody. He's like, "I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Don't open the door." They open it, and like something I don't know. I can't remember really. I mean, that's what it said. I'm pretty sure. And they Sammy's not there. Also, one part of the book, his grandpa comes to the place, and he just explores there. Heck, Buddy even talks to Wally Franks for one scene. I just wanted to mention that. That was pretty cool. It was a nice little cameo from him. Uh, yeah, and he and then Joey meets the grandpa, and then grandpa like teaches him some more. Oh yeah, and then Joey gets him a suit, and he talks to like some friends, I guess, from class or school. I don't know, or just friends in general. Yeah, because they're having a big party, and Buddy's invited. Nice, Buddy. You deserve it, I guess. But yeah. They also later in the book explore Dot and them. He's like, they're back at that place, and then that creature tries to attack them. I'm pretty sure, and they hide. And Norman Polk is there, and Norman's like, "All right, let's explain something to you guys. Uh, so Henry is the true creator of the three main Bendy characters, but he had to leave because of his wife, Linda, uh, which is actually kind of cool now that you think about it, because in Bendy and Dark Revival, small little detail, but during the cutscene when you meet Henry and he's talking to you through the glass, you can actually see a ring on his finger. So that is pretty cool to see that little detail. I thought that was nice, and it explains who his wife's who he's married to. So nice to get that story. Um, and then Buddy's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." But before that, Norman Polk's like, "Oh yeah, that creature failed experiment, has no soul because it was made from the ink machine. So I know it's Norman Polk knows it was down there. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I locked it in down there. It's stuck down there. Bye." And then Buddy's like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna risk my life to go back down there, see what's happening." Yeah, nope. So then he goes to a party. He's like, "I don't kind of trust Joey Drew anymore." And Joey Drew introduces Bertram Piedmont, the guy who makes Bendy Land. And then they say, "Oh yeah, we own the theater. Oh yeah, Bertram Piedmont's a genius. He's making Bendy Land." And it's like, and he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. Also, Thomas and Allison appear, and he's like, I want my machine. He's like, oh yeah, you're fired, Thomas, and so are you, Allison. Yeah, bye. And then Buddy's like, yeah, I regret this. I should have listed to die, and went with her and Jacob because they all went. So he goes back there, and a Bendy hits him, knocks him out. Uh, Richie's there, and he's just like a friend, I guess. He's just a good guy, I guess. Just another worker who got captured by Bendy. Oh wait, he's wearing a Bendy mask. Yeah, that's right. It's Sammy Lawrence, and now he's got these two kidnapped. And he answers a few questions like, "You were there. I was scared of the ink at first. Not anymore. I like the ink. I love it. I worship the ink demon. Ha ha ha." And then Dot knocks him out, and that's the last time you see him in the book. Okay. And there's a lot to talk about the book. And then they escape. Oh yeah, Dave is in the ink machine. He's gone. So is Norman Polk. It's too late. They're both dead. Jacob, he is in the ink machine. He lives, I'm pretty sure. Or he's like, leave me, leave me. And they're like, yeah, right. And the ink demon appears, and then Buddy like takes him out or something. Well, for a short period of time, he tries fighting him. It doesn't work. I mean, the ink demon whooped him. Uh, I mean, he's basically immortal. I'm pretty sure the ink demon is. Unless, I mean, as far as I know, he's only got one weakness, the end. But they don't know that. They never mention that. Oh yeah, they're at the ink machine area too. So Buddy's like, yeah, I'm sacrificing my life. You go save Jacob. Save Jacob because Jacob is still alive. And get out of here, Dot. And then he's back alive. Joey, there's Joey. He's like, oh yeah, I know you're there. There's your dead corpse. Oh bye. See you later. I'm out of here. Oh, so you're Boris now. The end. Good book. That's the end. But one thing I gotta show you is this last page where the ink starts to like fade away, which is cool. He's like, you can't save me, but you can save everybody else, which was actually, it looks cool. Yeah, what did I think about it? Whew. This book is actually really good. Like, first off, it's mostly, it basically feels like the game. Out of all the books that I've read and reviewed, this one feels mostly closest to the book, with characters like Wally Franks, Thomas Connor, Alison Pendle. Susie Campbell and Henry are not in the book, but they are mentioned, so I guess we can count them. Sammy and Joey Drew and Bertram Piedmont. Yeah, Buddy is a really nice character. These characters are good. The Sammy scenes are good as well. The Norma Polk scenes are decent. There's not like any negative about this. The characters are likable. Read my lips. Every single one. Buddy is good. Joey's good. I mean, he's not a good person, but he's still a good character. Bertram's good for what little screen time, or like, page time, I guess. Sammy was good, and he actually did something. Unlike in Bendy in the Dark Revival. Oops. Spoilers. I keep forgetting spoilers. But hey, too late now, but I'll put it in the description, probably. And, every character who's here is good. The cover is good, too. The title is good. Look at it. It looks good. So does the cover. And, the characters I said are likable. The writing is good. It has a good finale. It has a good middle. There's like no issues with this book. So you know what? That's why. Is there any negative thing I could think about this book? Well, maybe one. And Sammy, when he gets knocked out, is kind of lame. But that's okay. But that ain't even an issue in my opinion. And some people are like, well, if you read Bendy Fade to Black, Dot literally is in that book, and she says Buddy dies. And that could literally spoil the whole book for you, or at least the ending part. Which does suck if you read that book first. So, honestly. But I had no issue with that either. So I can understand why people don't like it, and like, because it ruins this ending. Uh, if you read Bendy Fade to Black first. But overall, I don't think there's really anything bad about this book. Okay, maybe the dad death scene was weird because it was just a little weird, I guess. But like I said, there's like nothing that this book has not going against it, except complaints that I could see other people having, not me. And even if they are complaints from me, it's not that big of a deal. In fact, it would take like minus 1 point if I counted these. So, what else do I got to give it? And give it the trophy for not only definitely being the best Bendy book I've read, but getting the record for a solid, score. So we are giving it a new record for being not only one of the best Bendy book I've read, being the best book I reviewed. Here's my score. 10 out of 10. I mean, I would not say I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite book, but it is really good. 5 out of 5 stars. There's nothing against it. There's no issues. The writing is good. The characters are good. The writing, the horror or like thriller or like atmosphere or whatever you want to say, everything about the book is good. I mean, if there was any Bendy book that should be adapted into a video game, this should be it. This should be it. No issues. No issues. 10 out of 10. I don't know if it's my favorite book in the whole world, but I would say maybe top. It's one of the better books, and it's one of the really good books. I don't really have a favorite book, as far as I know, except like, One Day at Horrorland, maybe. I don't know though, or Holes, I guess. I have no idea. I'd have to think about every book I've read to tell you what my favorite book is. But this book gets a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 stars. It's a masterpiece. Don't get me wrong, the other books are good. Do not get me wrong. Fade to Black is a second close. It's definitely the second best book I've read of Bendy. But this is easily the best, no competition. The worst one is probably Illusion of Living. Not saying that's a bad book either. All the books I've read have been good. So, congrats for you, Bendy Dreams Come to Life. You get the trophy of being an absolutely masterpiece. So, if you hit that like, subscribe, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.